It's going down like this, motherfucker.
This shit is crazy. The following. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy.
For what he has, he says that for what he has, he says that the only way for what he has, he says that the only way that for what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in this bitch. I just left a light in this bitch. I'm finna hit the shop in this shit.
Fuck up. Fuck up. Fuck up. Fuck up. Fuck up.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Well, gotta get a piece of mind. Sometimes I feel like I just want a little adventure.
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was home. Huh, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Say that, nigga. Shit. Bet the bar. Off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slop Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
Joe Beach, he looked down, seen his feet, the nigga went berserk, killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway. But I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously.
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
Dance with me. Dance with me. Oh yeah, everybody move with me.
Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
Don't know me, want it. I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be
snort cocaine, now I fiend for the check, yeah. Used to snort cocaine, now I fiend.
Still open? Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about show black. The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about show black. And then
I think we OD. I think we OD. I think we OD.
Look at my word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard. Look at my word, look at my word, look at my word, look at my word, look at my word.
That's the difference when you're my baby. That's how it is when you.
Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice and pulls up in the dude. Heavy, I'm a walk. I hit the loot. Heavy, I'm a walking dead. I hit the loot. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come.
Lean and buck, lean, buck, lean, buck. Lean and buck, lean, buck, lean. Lean and buck, lean, buck, lean.
Do that dance, baby, do that dance, let's work it.
I guess you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Schatzi, is it true what they say about the way you people are gifted? Oh, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true.
Aye, nigga. Aye, nigga. Aye, nigga.
My bitches. You saying you can't?
To the east. Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. Well, that's my motherfucking cue to come on in and start the show, because this is a motherfucking show. You know why it's a show? Because every part of you shows something. Every part of you has a function that everything else waits back. And so, you know, I always start my show with the great ambrosia. This is definitely Great Lakes Elliott Nest. It is the finest ambrosia, which in the ambrosia of beer, this is the finest by an expert who used to brew beer. This is truly the finest beer in the land. So pop them if you got them. And I I got, the local brewery, Day Block. Hope they survive. So many Ooh, you hear that? Ooh, you heard that, didn't you? You got really jealous when you heard that beer hit that glass. And you look at me right now, and you just really wish that you could be me right now, wearing the Jerome Brown, being a victor, and deep in the Eagle Green and being a victor, and that is not you right now. Your team lost probably Sunday, but you are not 9-1 like I am 9-1. So you can't be me right now. I'm gummied up, so herb gummies, for real, herb gummies. I bought a 85% THC vape last night and lost it last night. Yeah, that motherfucker's just gone, but whatever. I've got plenty of the other shit. So I am draped in Eagle Green. I know a lot of you are out there hating yourself for not pulling for the Eagles to be 9-1. How many people did you lose money because you didn't believe? See, I definitely, maybe that my definitely is wrong. But I definitely got to have vision. I got vision for the Eagles. I've got vision. And let's truth be told, the Vikings really should have got a penalty on number 22, who just came back from suspension and did that high hit where he led with his helmet, and that was the difference in the Vikings losing. But the Eagles didn't have those kind of problems, did we? We picked him off, sacked his ass, chased his ass all around. So, all right, Zakaba, thank you very much for coming. And in this time of night, you definitely got to have vision. And here on the Cosmic Patio, we only do one dance. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the Cosmic Slide. The Cosmic Slide, baby. And we got Chiefs Guy. Chiefs got their ass kicked this time, but thank you for joining. And I know to be up this late, you definitely got to have vision. And there's only one dance on the Galactic Patio that we do. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the Cosmic Slide. We're doing the Eagle Slide today, baby. The one. Oh, Aggie Pride. Aggies went 1-10 this year. But I will say this in the Aggies' defense, the Aggies are Division I. Now, I don't know Hampton's record because Hampton made the jump up to Division I too. But right now, the Aggies don't have the facilities to really be Division I. They don't have the facilities. They're going to need a little more bread to catch up. And, booster money and all that. So, but still, we still love the Aggies no matter what. But what was surprisingly, we only had 20,000 people show up at our homecoming. Jackson State kicked their ass. Even Tennessee State kicked their ass. Jackson State had like 30,000 people. So they kind of let the Aggies down. OTF, what's happening? What'd you say? Congrats on the wet. Thank you. Oh, that BMW. Oh, don't even talk about that BMW. Did y'all look at that shit? You ain't even got to watch the road. You just watch that shit. I mean, that shit. That's some wild shit. When you riding on the highway, you ain't even looking at the fucking road. You looking at the screen. I mean, that shit. You drive by looking at the fucking screen. You don't even. And when you look up, the shit is like there too. This shit. I can't even explain it. But when you look up, the view also is a digital view there too. So that shit is bananas. That shit is definitely bananas. Thank you. So OTF, did I give you the applause? If I'm old man, and I'll do it again. Got to have vision. I'll give you 2 if I did it again. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the Cosmic Slide. Al Dragon, I'm Maroon Khan. What's happening? I will party all night with my people. And I know he definitely has.
Got to have vision.
And he knows how to party because he's been on the Cosmics, on the Galactic Patio many times, so he knows.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic swap.
Ooh, yeah. I hope you and your wife, thank you so much. Dr. Sinister, thank you. Dr. Sinister came in. And you definitely
Got to have vision.
thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sinister. And definitely we doing that.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic swap.
Ooh, like they hot and shit. And my main man from Japan, PJ Allen. And I know he definitely always controls his.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches?
And he definitely has.
Got to have vision.
And he definitely gets funky and puts his weight on it.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic swap.
Oh, well, I am in the glory of the, a weekly winner. You know how that weekly winner goes. It only lasts a week. And I hope I'm not going for disappointment in the playoffs because, we saw some bogus plays. Like, they really could have ended the game much older. Fletcher Cox, let's be honest, Fletcher Cox, late hit, kept their drive going. It was totally unnecessary. And we talking about doing penalties on purpose. Fletcher Cox hit was on purpose to give them more life. You saw them pulling up where they could have got him. We saw Jalen Hurts hold the ball to get sacked. Hold the ball to get sacked instead of getting rid of the ball. I mean, is he gun shy? Holding the ball. He got sacked 4 times in the first half, excuse me. He holds the ball. Now again, this is all scripted, but it's like, why do you hold the ball? First, second, third option ain't there. Throw the fucking ball away. He don't do that. He takes sacks. So he's appearing a little gun shy. Rose always gets like one thing you gotta understand with Dobbs will roll out both ways. He loves to spin out of trouble. I don't know. Hurst, for a running quarterback, he ain't getting out of any trouble anymore. He is not getting, and he holds the ball too fucking long. Too long. Throw the damn ball away. Quit taking the sacks. It's not acceptable. Poor play. He said it. Poor play on offense. Mainly him. You see where they sneak. He called the wrong formation. He was trying to tell Kelsey to block the other way. And we saw a couple plays. The one play that should have been a touchdown, Swift caught the screen pass, and instead of running inside Kelsey and the tackle, this nigga runs outside. If he would have got by that one defender, everything was there. But the blocking was to the right. Kelsey and the guard blocked, and the guard didn't pick up the DB that made the tackle. The linebacker that made the tackle, the guard, but the block was there to the right. He runs into the tackler. That was a touchdown. But instead, he runs into the tackler. Again, if he would have got by that tackler, there was nobody behind him. But when he got the ball, the cut was to his right because his blocking was to his left. So that was another play that they could have scored, and they fucked around and ran some bullshit where he ran into the tacklers. So I don't give him any, Jamar, what's happening?
Got to have vision.
And I know on the Galactic Patio, you definitely get involved in.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic swap.
That ooh, it's some funny shit. Ooh, Oh, okay. Let's see that shit. Where's that shit at? Right there. Okay. So, it was some good entertainment. I thought the Vikings definitely got robbed last night. They got robbed. They shouldn't have lost to that team. That team was, Denver's not very good, but they're trying to, keep the fans coming before Denver gets too horrible. But that was clearly an easy victory for the Vikings. They should have had that game last night. And that hit on Dobbs, you know, Jossernot or whatever they call him, you know, he works for NASA in the summer. He didn't really have a bad game. He took a couple sacks that was stupid. But other than that, he didn't really have a bad game. Man, been getting on it. All my boots, I hit with this shit. A couple pair of my boots needed to be polished, you know. Yeah, polished, boot polish. And this mink oil, man. Yeah, you know, you're gonna have it, at least in this part, somewhere you're gonna have some rain or stuff where you gotta wear boots. So like this time last year, we had snow, it would leave and come, but we had snow this time last year. And today it was roughly 45, 48, nice, you know. I went to Chipotle, dropped my daughter off for Baton, went to Chipotle and did my thing, you know, had me a burrito. I don't think that burrito agreed with me very much, but went in there, read, and hooked her up. And then tomorrow I'm having an MRI on my back. I refuse to get in the coffin. They want you to take the drugs to get in the coffin on the MRI. You know, this shit is like right here, you know. They expect you to get this motherfucker. This shit is like right there. No, I'm not getting coffined up. You put me in that open shit. Where the shit is open all around me, you know? Don't put me in where I'm in the coffin, you know, and I'm like, you can't move. You be like the fly, you know, in the movie The Fly, where the fly is caught in a trap and he's like, help me. And like, you know, push the button and you'll come out. What if they like say, man, fuck him, just stay in your ass in there. You be, you know, anxious motherfucker be hitting the button and shit. Let me out. And you kind of can crawl out to the sides, you know. But anyway, so that's what's going on with me tomorrow. Watch the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Nah, they're gonna give it to the Eagles this year. They're gonna give it to the Eagles. I was thinking they was gonna give it to the Lions, but I don't think so. I think they're gonna give it to the Eagles. They're gonna let the Eagles have it. We're gonna be dripped in green come February, whatever. Super Bowl used to be in December, then it used to be early January, then mid-January. And it used to be on my brother-in-law's birthday. You know, it seemed like 2-3 years, you know, back then it hit on his birthday. It was always around, on his birthday or around, I guess it couldn't be every year. Yeah, but it's in February. So they pushed it back and back. So I was entertained. I still think Michigan is gonna win it all. I think all this bullshit they're doing to Michigan is a kind of humiliation to give Michigan the champion. And this will be, you know, really their first shit since the like 100 years. If they win the championship this year, it'd be by themselves. Because remember the one they won in '87, whenever Mueller was the coach, because Bo Schembechler never won the national championship. But Mueller was able to give where Washington was the champion, co-champion, and Michigan was a champion. I think the AP gave Michigan the other one. UPI gave it to the other team. So, Joey, what's happening? And to be up this late, you definitely got to have vision. And we only do one dance on the Galactic Patio. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic song. You think they're gonna pass the Niners? Yes, we are going to. We have a better record at this point than the Niners. We have, well, I ain't saying the quarterback. The quarterback is playing okay, but the defense is there. So yes, we're definitely going to whoop their ass for 2 years in a row. We're not worried about them. I think they're going to match up. I think they're going to match up the Vikings and the Niners, and the Vikings going to beat the Niners. The Vikings or the Lions will beat the Niners. I don't know which one they're lining up, but one of them two will beat the Niners. Niners versus Ravens, possibly, if they get by the adversity. Advertising, if you go by the advertising, and I know where you got that from, that goes by the colors. You going by the colors. You going by the colors of the Super Bowl. That's where you going by. That's the colors. Yeah, that's what he means. Yeah, so I don't know. I think they're going to let the Eagles go this year. I think they want to let Hurst get over it. because I don't think they're going to let the Chiefs go back to back. Again, we haven't had Brady was the last back to back champion, and I just don't know if they're going to let Mahomes get it. I think they're going to let Hurst get his, or the alternative is Hurst going to be the next Jim Kelly. You know, that's the only thing is Hurst going to be the next Jim Kelly. You know, Jim Kelly made it to 4, and you know that one where the dude missed the field goal, they should have won that one for sure. That one should have been one for sure. He should have made that, and we know that was manipulated to make him miss. Because people forget, you know, these games is old, and you know they forget. Don't you know? It ain't like you go to the store and they're like, you missed the kick in the Super Bowl. Yeah, but I made 200,000 despite that. Well, not much argument with that. You know, if you look at it, so. But it was a lot of bullshit tonight. You know, let's watch some highlights. Let's watch some highlights. Highlights. He says he likes highlights. Oh. That's a long time ago. Oh, we want to see some game highlights. We definitely want to see some game highlights to show you how dominant my Eagles are. Let's get some game highlights. What's happening? Hurst. Look at that. They had him stopped. Look at that. Look at this. Just knock him out the way. Ooh, you can't stop the rugby, the old football. Look at that. Just knocked them all. Look at all them red jerseys in the end zone. Just get out the way. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Oh, that's just, you know, the dominance that we see. And there's more dominance that we need to show. More dominance. Oh, look at this. Look what is he doing? Did he just run it in? Oh, he killing y'all. No, he didn't just run it in on y'all. Damn, he just ran a draw. See where he ran to his block and dude didn't really try. Damn, is that the Eagles doing that? Is that all the Eagles highlights? The Eagles is kicking ass like that? I think so. Is there any more? I think Eagles is just kicking ass all up and down the field. What? Oh, look at Swift. Oh, he died for the corner and got it, didn't he? Show it again. I know you're going to show it again. Here we go. Look at the dude holding, and they ain't called holding. He held the shit out of him. Damn. Detroit wishes they never traded him because Detroit didn't have any vision. Detroit had no vision. As a 49er fans, I think the Eagles versus Chiefs in the rematch. Yeah, I think so too. And I think we get it this year. I wish I'd have did a thing on that Dobbs hit because Dobbs is nice. But that hit was nasty. That hit was very nasty. And, you know, I haven't talked about debauchery in a while. You know, I've had so many other things to talk about, but it's always debauchery to talk about. But right now I am in the grace of talking about, you know, my Eagles. And that's the name of the show is Talk About My Eagles and Nothing Else Matters. So, but it's always debauchery going on. Man, I should show my man talking shit, but that'd be a not a good pivot. Oh. So I don't know. The world is oh man, we got another young man break his neck playing hockey. And you know, I talked about the other night, the dude that you know in England, the dude skated across his neck with a skate and killed him in the game in England. You know, is that real? On the St. Paul side, we got fucked up water again. You know, my water is nasty as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, I don't drink this shit. I mean, it's okay to bathe in, and you know, you ain't rashing up, but man, St. Paul, the water's fucked up. I can't believe we're not in love anymore. I can't believe it's never gonna be the same again. Oh, this game didn't hurt the cheat, didn't hurt us. Nah, but it looks like we're about to get home field advantage throughout. So that's all we care about. So that means that San Francisco, Detroit, any of them gotta come to Philadelphia, where if you don't just wear regular clothes, you don't have that Lions or whatever team, we will fuck you up before you get to the game. So you might not get a chance to make it to the game, fans. Don't wear that bullshit. We don't play that shit in Philadelphia. Don't wear that shit. We don't play that shit. Don't walk around in any shit but this Eagle green. I would go and be parachuted in, walk around and accept it. And do you know how many people would shake my hand for wearing the Jerome Brown and telling me he was a hell of a player? That's kind of what the Eagles fans do. See? When you wear the old school, they appreciate it. They don't look down on you and say, you got an old jersey. They say, no, he's an old Eagle fan. Oh, man, this one cat I follow, what is this nigga's name? What's this nigga's name? This nigga just got cut. I mean, the crib is big and his wife, you know, this nigga got cut. What is his name? His name is Isaac Rochelle. This nigga got cut by the Raiders. Okay, so he's been off and back and forth from the practice squad. They sign him. Then the next week, they cut him. His wife is pregnant. Now, you know, he looks like he done, you know, stashed some bread, but still, it's a fucking, he talking about he ain't gonna play in Canada. Well, Canada had their championship today. Alouette won. Montreal, or Alouettes, the Alouettes, Montreal Alouettes, is that what it is? So I don't know where this brother's gonna go. He say he ain't gonna play in the other leagues. You know, he says he, you know, made too much bread. He says, am I retiring from the NFL? He said, absolutely not. But he's moving from Las Vegas. So he's just renting a house. He's renting a mansion, it looks like. So it's a cruel, cruel world. It is a cruel world out there. So, so it's a cruel world out there, and it's full of debauchery, you know? So I wish we can somehow get Devontae Adams. Yeah, well, you know, he signed himself up, you know, for that losers, you know, and not a consistent quarterback. And as a receiver, you want a consistent quarterback. I mean, like when I was in college, my homeboy just couldn't be consistent. It was like I would run routes. So it's like really what you want is you want to do like my first 2 years in college, the quarterback again, when we played Florida A&M, I should have had 2 touchdowns. This dude would throw to the spot instead of throwing me the ball. It was basically a pop pass. He saw me open, nobody around me. This nigga still twice overthrew me. I'm 4 feet from him. And some cats is that mechanical, and he was mechanical in his thinking. Instead of saying, damn, he's wide open, let me just toss it to him. He was mechanical. So you know, to make plays and stuff, you have to have a lot of help, a lot of putting in a good situation. You can see the plays, like the pick play. This is my problem. When Kelsey got his touchdown on the pick play, this is my whole problem, and I've talked about this for years. I've maybe even on this channel, I've broken that down. So you telling me you got twins left, and ain't nobody thinking the possibility that they're going to do a pick play? You telling me all those coaches that go through thousands of plays, ain't nobody say on the defense, well, they're probably going to run a pick, and you don't adjust to that. You know, even as a DB, you're not going to be like, no, I'm not going to get picked. I'm just going to flow with him. But you telling me that, and I talked about this when we talked about Brady and Gronk's. The Super Bowl I called that play when it came. I looked at the formation. I said, fuck, they're going to run Gronk under the formation and he's going to get a touchdown. And that's exactly what they did. Now, if I can like just go back and look at a couple games and pick that up, you telling me these two DBs out there like these niggas is trying to run a pick play. and the offensive coordinator don't even see it. There's no adjustments. Like these niggas out here gonna run a pick. We need send the safety over here. We need some help over here. No, they just ran the pick play like nobody ever saw a pick play in their life on film. You don't think they saw that shit up in the stands? It's like, well, you know, they're gonna get a touchdown this play. And as I said, if I can go back and watch a couple of I think he was with Tampa Bay then. And I looked at the formation and looking at it, and I did this live, so it's on wax. I was like, they gonna run under the Gronk. Now, if I can see what they about to do, you telling me these pros can't do it? So that was some bullshit. That was clearly, and as I said, Fletcher Cox late hit on Mahomes was bullshit. When he puts his head down, he already threw the ball away. So who hit somebody? When you see them not trying to fall on somebody, he already threw the ball away. This nigga puts his head down and still knocks him down. And you can't tell me that ain't on purpose. That's on purpose. Now, you know, those of you with the grip gloves, we saw the grip gloves not activated. Because despite what was his name, number 11, he dropped a touchdown. He did drop it. It was a little behind him because he had to make an adjustment. But it hit both hands. And you see what happens when the gloves ain't activated for these motherfuckers. Some of these motherfuckers can't catch. Now, could be he dropped it on purpose, which they could have said that too. But they ain't got to say it. They got just, most of them niggas, they just deactivate the gloves. And you see what happens. If they just deactivate the gloves, they like, let's see what happens. Motherfuckers is so counting on them gloves to magnetically hold the ball in. Yeah, some of them dudes can't catch. And we saw a game-winning touchdown. Couldn't catch. So, the gloves wasn't activated. So we see, and you know, a lot of it's gonna be a big turnaround because we got games on Thursday and we got games on Friday. You know, when the first games on Friday, I think I don't think it's well, they were saying the first game ever, the first Black Friday game on Friday. That might be true, but they've had other games on Fridays before. So preseason, you know, preseason for years would be Friday night games. If anybody remembers that in the 70s. Preseason games was always came on Friday. Seemed like the you know, instead of the normal time. So yeah, a lot of sports coming. And you know, it's like, you know, for melanated folks, this is not a celebration for us. We're celebrating what they did. You know, that's, and you can say that's victimism, but no, we're not celebrating. You know, it's no celebration for us. It's just time fucking off work. As I've said, you know, this is to build up for their New Year's. That's all this is. This is for you to build up excitement for their New Year's and their agreement of the new year. Because the people agree on time. As I said the other day, if motherfuckers say, fuck it, it's never going to be anything but 2023. If all the people refused and made these motherfuckers just do 2023, like we don't understand anything else but 2023, they would adapt. If the people said, we don't want any more years, it's only going to stay 23, you don't think that the system would adapt? It would have to adapt, and it would. It would make it normal. Like it not only would it make it normal, it would come back like it made the decision. It influenced you to only want 2023. That's how the machine works. So, that drop touchdown and energy. Oh yeah, it is. You know, they put the camera, and not only that is, remember, after the game, they put that camera right on your ass and you on the big board. And you know, this is now mentally, this is what's interesting. When you see them niggas, like they done made a mistake, they're showing them, remember the agony defeat? They're showing the person in the agony of defeat, and this nigga's got all the diamonds and shit under his jersey. He's like, yeah, the diamonds didn't do you any good, did they, buddy? You got all that shit. It makes you think you don't even deserve that shit. You got all those diamond necklaces, and you dropped what you were supposed to do to win the game. Okay, thank you, Mickey. So, that kind of thing too. Oh man. So okay, I can go a little longer. I ain't really got shit to say, but I ain't got nothing to really say, y'all. It's like debauchery, just I don't know. I wonder. Ooh. Oh, cause I saw this motherfucker. Oh man. Yeah, it's it's funny. And I'll say this, and I hope you all can experience this. But it's like when abundance comes in, it doesn't stop. Like I really to get an understanding how abundance truly works, I ask everybody, I think it's the season 3 of The Magicians. I always say, look at how that is. Learn about how, because once it starts, it's almost like a faucet. It really is. It's like this shit is almost like a faucet the way it gets turned on. Now that's good and bad, because again, because it's turned on, you can sign up for some shit that ain't good, or you can lose some money. Like I said, my frustration of buying gold in this state. If I go to get a gram is $63, but I'm getting charged a surcharge because I can only buy it from a gold broker, and he's going to sell me that same $60 for $80, and I have no choice but to buy it if I want to invest in gold. So do you see, what would be the smartness of me buying a fucking, gold brick, kilo of gold? Why would I buy it here and it would cost me more? Would I go to any other state, just show my ID and fucking buy the gold? But this state is on some bullshit. And I mean, grams of gold is a great way to buy. It's a great way to save, great way. But those of you that shopping, it's man, let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I'll look this. I'm gonna show you, man. I like shit. Let me see. And I don't care if people like the shit, but I look at shit and the shit is okay. Let me see. I'm gonna show this shit that I like. And I'm gonna show you some shit that is almost tailor-made, like almost okay, it's that hard to find this shit? Maybe so. Try it again. There we go. So let's see if I can find the motherfuckers. Nope. Let's see. What is that shit called? Mock. Yeah, there it is. Work, heritage. Let's see if I can find this shit. It's not that. It's men's. It's not those though. Maybe no. I'm sorry, y'all. Work, heritage. No, it's here it is. I found it. Okay. It's these. All right. One thing I know is I know clothes, shoes. These right here are some bad motherfuckers. Most of the time when you get these Red Wings, and let me tell you, these are almost like you went into a place and they made shoes for you. This process right here is not the same as Timberland's. That's why Doc Martens and definitely these are better shoes. The way they use, I think they use Goodyear rubber. I mean, this is almost, a tailor-made shoe. And so I'm gonna go get these motherfuckers right here in this dark green, this green. I mean, this is such a, and I don't understand. My girl says these shoes ain't stiff, but I don't understand why. Like, there's no Minnesota people that have any sponsorship with these shoes, and these are custom, damn near custom made boots. These are custom made boots. If you get a pair of work boots, it's like you're getting a pair of custom made work boots. But these just to walk around, I mean, this is it with the dark sole, because most of their shoes, like, look at this. You see, that's what they do right there. This white sole, and a lot of people copy this. But where is it? But see, they only make one shoe, I think, with the dark sole. Yeah, see, they only make one shoe. That makes this different. So I'm gonna give them my inserts, and yeah, this is like a custom boot. It's 3 something. Might be a little less for tomorrow, but yeah, $3.19. I'm definitely dropping that for these. So I'm just saying, this shit is stiff. Y'all just don't know the shit. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that on his feet. Oh, telling you, y'all missing it, nigga. I know what nice style is. This shit is the shit here. Look at that. Look at that with that dark green. That shit'll go with anything. Ooh, 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 look at him. That's gonna be me, nigga, right there. Here comes the hot stepper. Word him up. I'm the lyrical gangster. Word him up. But I'm gonna have a pair of them motherfuckers. I got a pair in the closet. Not of them kind, another kind. But I don't get it. I don't get why people ain't wearing them. I don't even say these, like even these, like motherfuckers, like even these. I mean, you know, that's dress. That's dress. Or, you know, make it softer leather. I mean, you know, people don't wear dress shoes, dress shit. These is boots, but you know, it's boot season, y'all. It is about to be boot season, so. Rondo Ganja, what's happening? And being up this late, I know you got to have vision. And you definitely gotta. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic slump. Well, I'm glad you like it, Joey. I'm having fun. So I am with Red Wings. I'm gonna be up in that motherfucker the next couple of days. I'm gonna see when it's the cheapest to get these motherfuckers, because if I can get a little bit off, because it's a store around the corner, but I'm getting them regardless, because these is custom made boots, nigga. So you can do what you like. Everybody do what they like. I see guys and girls dancing. Ooh. I guess I could get into debauchery. You know, it's always some debauchery around the world that distract us. And, you know, I don't know if the energy is there right now. So, because I'm feeling the energy and I just don't feel it right now. I'm just not feeling it right now to release that message. Thousands of veteran graves could go without wreaths as donations dwindle. Damn. It's not much debauchery. It's like nice debauchery. It's not real debauchery here. So that's good. It's Christmas time. The debauchery done taking a back seat. And that's good. You know, I can't be mad at that. That's a good thing that there's not a lot of debauchery in the world. People all, oh, I know what I need to see. There is. Right here. It's debauchery. I don't know how y'all do it. Brother Nick Taylor, my homeboy, I don't know how you do it. It's debauchery in Texas all the time. It's like video released in Dallas officer shooting investigation. Frisco police searching for gunman who killed a man, hospitalized another. So it's always debauchery in Texas. I don't know how y'all do it. It's all spread out, but it's a lot of debauchery. All right. Think y'all want to watch this. Debauchery. We can do debauchery, and I can preach too.
What happened when a Dallas police officer was shot in the leg. Andrea Lucia, live at DPD headquarters with more of the video this evening. And Andrea, it almost feels like here we go again.
Yes, this is the...
She's a plain Jane. I ain't really got nothing to say about her. I'll let her go. Let's go.
11th.
She's got a big ass head. I'll say that. Her head is kind of big for a female. Most females have small heads, but let's go.
Shooting involving a Dallas police officer so far this year. Something Chief Eddie Garcia says is the result of his officers being fired on at an...
Damn, niggas is fired on them. Let's go.
Alarming rate. This one happened this past Thursday around 6 in the morning when a U.S. Marshals task force tried to arrest a man wanted for a recent murder. The video shows them pounding on his front door for several minutes before breaking through and immediately being met with gunfire.
Couldn't gunfire mean resistance? Well, let's go.
A Dallas police officer on that task force, Senior Corporal Edgar Morales, returned fire. During that exchange, he was hit in the calf. Police say suspect Jordan Owens, meanwhile, broke out a window of the apartment, throwing things out of it and continuing to threaten officers. Over the next 15 minutes, officers fired several other shots at the suspect before learning 911 had received a call from witnesses inside that same apartment. They reported Owens had been injured. Officers helped get those witnesses out, then confronted Owens, disarming him and providing.
Okay, so, I think it's going to be more normal that people pop off at their ass. I mean, I just think that's the natural evolution of the crime in America. They're not going to get the respect, and more people are going to look at them as in ways to, but debauchery is never going to end. It is more debauchery. It is just a lot of debauchery in the world, y'all. Same people, same area.
You're a very busy Frisco Walmart, maybe one that you go to.
Okay, a Frisco Walmart, y'all. Frisco. I think this is Frisco, Texas, though, y'all. This is not California. This is Frisco. Frisco kid was a friend of mine. Doom, doo 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 doo. He drank whiskey. Pancho drank his wine. Is this where the song comes from? Cisco kid. What? Oh, it's Frisco, not Cisco. I'm sorry. I'm tripping.
One of the people in this situation died. Police have not made any arrests since Thursday's shooting near Preston Road and Hickory Street. Steve Pickett is there live, been searching for some answers today. So the search for the gunman goes on, but you're also learning more about the victims today. What have we learned?
Yeah, we talked with one young man's sister and father. He is very lucky because he is alive, recovering in the hospital. And
he looked like he had to take a couple drinks before he got online. He's looking like he got a little drink on.
Talk about what they...
he had to hit him a little vodka before he came on live.
You feel the anxiety, Doug, that a lot of shoppers here...
I say no T-shirt, too. Where's your T-shirt? Even if you had a wife beater on underneath, T-shirt. Damn, you in Texas? How you not wearing a T-shirt, dude? Damn.
At this Frisco Walmart, obviously, this...
And he has some fake hair. That's fake hair. That's fake hair up there. That is not real hair. This up here is fake. That's fake. So you can't even be bald anymore. What the fuck is why?
Person and the other person killed, shot multiple times. This young man worked in this Walmart. He was simply walking home after a day of work.
He said earlier today, I'm not walking home from work anymore. I'm terrified of that.
Morgan Lowe is talking about her brother Zach, a 20-year-old former enlisted member of the U.S. Army, now recovering in a hospital with 2 gunshot wounds to the back after facing an unknown gunman who confronted Lowe as he walked home from this Frisco Walmart supercenter. That gunman killed one man after shooting Lowe, who works at the Walmart.
This happened out of nowhere to him.
Man, the question is honey, how old are you? You look young, but look how unhealthy and and swole up you are for a young person. Like, what is your diet, honey? You live where it's hot all the time. Yet it looks like you know, you don't take advantage of that at all. Like, look at you. What have you eaten, girl? But let's go.
And this person is still out there, and this.
Why couldn't he just Uber home? Take the bus. Did he take the bus and he got off the bus and he got one in his ass for, you know, like Uber home. You got a job. Uber.
Person is dangerous and
Lyft.
Could do more
taxi cab.
Harm.
Train.
The other victim killed in this shooting, his name is Dong Duan.
His name is what? Say that again. I want to hear that name again. What? What was his name?
Victim killed in this shooting, his name is Dong Duan.
His name was what? What's the nigga's name? I'm missing it.
Victim killed in this shooting, his name is Dong Duan. He's
Dong Duong?
62 years of age.
Damn, the nigga's my age. What was he walking for? Nigga, I don't walk unless I'm getting exercise. Damn, if I'm walking home from work. God damn.
Frisco police believe Duan was out for an evening walk when he faced that same armed robber. There are security and surveillance cameras at the Walmart, but they offer little comfort right now for a family thankful their loved one is alive, mourning the death of someone they've never met, but worried for others near this Frisco retail center.
So the Dong Wong, did he work there too or what?
And Zach says, no, I.
So why didn't he have a gun? I mean, you was in the military. They'll let you carry a gun easy in Texas. You can put your gun in your locker at work, and when you're walking home, you got a gun. You trained.
Don't have any cigarettes.
He said he didn't have any cigarettes?
And the guy pulls his gun out and points it at his stomach and says, give me all your money, everything you have.
I would say you come forward, stand up.
Nobody's come forward. If he's that desperate to shoot a nigga and he, you know, he's got to use a gun to, he's not going to come forward. You sound stupid.
Accept your punishment, whatever.
He's not going to accept his punishment until he gets caught, buddy.
Whatever that.
Like, why didn't you know, them extra teethus in there? Why didn't you get them teethus fixed?
Maybe.
How you eat your steak?
Just come forward.
Nobody's coming forward.
And go ahead and.
No, nobody's gonna do it, buddy.
And do it because honestly.
Why are they letting him talk?
You don't want.
Where did he get that shirt from? This is not Tommy. This comes from Fleet Farm. This is not Tommy.
Me coming looking for.
He's the. He had some drinks. Look at his eyeballs. Damn.
Yeah.
Murder. What the hell did he just say? Murder. What was that? What did he say?
Me coming looking for.
Yeah, he had a little drink before he came on. Look. You see the fake hair? You see how it lays on the side there? That's all fake. You see that? Now, this ain't no young dude. This dude look at least, I don't know. He looked like, man, 40s. Okay, that's fair to say. I think he's 50, but he's in his 40s. And why he's putting this mud on his head? You know why? Like, this don't look, you know, it don't look like you had a fade. This is all fake hair. We know. Look how it sits there. Like, it's real hair. I don't even know if any of this is real. It all looks fake. So, you know, Texas is a motherfucker. They got debauchery everywhere. And it's a big state. It's a big state, I must admit. It's a big state of debauchery. But, man killed another, hurt after Chicago shooting in broad daylight. God damn. It's debauchery everywhere, y'all. It's debauchery everywhere. As the saying goes, stay strapped or get clapped. I don't mean, oh my goodness. Let me get back to me. I know y'all like looking at me more than him. But anyway. Oh my goodness. What is on this thing? Oh. Okay, there we go. This is a story I found out today. Now, I don't know if it was this. Yeah, it might have been this past year. I have a fanny pack, but a leather one that's a copy of the original. And I've told the story before. The person that the family that invented the fanny pack was a melanated couple that had a kiosk when the Mall of America opened, and I think I bought from the original people, it was leather. And I bought that like 90. Like nobody had these. When I went back to Michigan, nobody had. I'm wearing this shit. Nobody had anything like this. Then later you see them in the stores, of course. Well, I bought a copy of that from Wilson Leather years ago. And one day I was carrying my little pistol, my little 38 or 357. I forget which one I had. But anyway, I had, this thing is like, it's nothing. It doesn't weigh anything. And so I have it in this fanny pack and I had forgot. And I played pickleball with this little pistol on me for hours. I only bring that up because my daughter's mother, where she walks the dog, is also where people play pickleball. And she said that someone told them the story that there was a love triangle shooting at my pickleball court. Now, I'd never heard this. I quit playing in, let me see, we're in November, early September, I think. I think I quit playing September. And I never heard this story. So apparently it was a love triangle and someone got shot. Maybe someone got killed out there. So I never heard this. So I'm like, damn. But it just reminded me of that, where I had my pistol on me and I'm a pickleball playing motherfucker carrying my pistol. But it just shows you, it really shows you that, you can be, you can still be prepared. Shit, some bullshit hand that came off, I'm taking cover and firing back. Shit. Because, what did George Clinton say? Say it. Say it. It ain't illegal yet. Say it. Say it. It ain't illegal yet. And I'm going to tell you, it's another part of the country where how do these niggas live there? I just, like some of y'all where y'all live, like it may get cold up here, but overall, this is a great place to live. My grandfather and my grandmother lived to be in their 90s, and they lived in winter their whole life. My great-grandfather and my grandmother, their whole life, they lived in winter. My father's father lived to be, I gotta show this to flex on y'all. I'm showing this to flex on y'all. Y'all gotta have this. Oh yeah, I gotta get this to y'all. Not that part. I want to hear my man from Japan, tell y'all and rub it into your face. He got fight the power hat on. The system is complex. He's got the fight the power hat on. Let's hear him. I can do he's got fight the power. We fight the power. He got his head down so you can see fight the power. Fight the power all day. Fight the power all day. Fight the power. Fight the power all day. Fight the power. Come on, fight the power. Fight the power. Come on, fight the power. Fight the power. Let that man in the moment. He is stiff. You gotta love the Denzel. Fight the power. Look at him. He got it buttoned up to the top.
Something that you saw that you checked too.
Now, let me tell you, this is really what you do. This used to be YBI right here. See, Al Prophet, you don't even say this part about niggas from YBI used to button their shirts all the way up here. That like little things like that. And niggas that you get don't say none of this shit. But anyway, okay. But look at that. He's got the t-shirt on. Yeah, he's stiff. This is stiff. I like it. Let's go.
Could you take us through that moment?
Take us through that moment.
I think it was in that moment.
I don't know. I think those things just kind of come to you in the game.
It comes natural.
We hadn't really been efficient offensively.
And they haven't been efficient offensively. And you sucked. You hold the ball too much, but let's go.
Wasn't on the same page on the.
Yeah, you really ain't been on the same page because you hold the ball too much, but let's go.
On the interception, on the turnover we had.
Yeah, you turned it over, no doubt, and you took 4 sacks in the first half.
Had some communication things in that house.
I don't think it was communication. Brown was wide open and you underthrew him. When you threw your interception, if you'd have threw the ball far as you could throw it, A.J. Brown was open. That's why he talked shit to you on the sideline. Because he was open and it looked like you underthrew it on purpose because no one was rushing you when you threw that interception. and your receiver was 3 yards ahead of the dude you threw it to.
Solid environment.
So it looked like you threw an interception on purpose.
We played in, but in the end, it's just about finding a way to win.
You've said that 2 weeks in a row when you win raggedy, but okay, let's go to D is good.
You know, and whether things come to
fight the power. That's all I got. I see just fight the power.
myself, or we just communicate.
Or does that mean 10? Let's go.
Between the receivers and I, or just talking
Nigga, these receivers been with you for what, 2-3 years now. What the fuck you talking about?
through. Talking.
You are not looking good. You got you a TD, but you are not making your reads good. You're holding the ball too long, but let's go.
Through the game and what we're seeing. I'm trying to take advantage of stuff.
Okay, you ain't taking advantage of shit. You hold the ball too long. I'm bored of you already, my guy. I'm bored of you. You on some bucktooth Billy bullshit. They about to go on strike. What former chief guilty endanger welfare of children? Damn, I don't know how you niggas live in Philadelphia. I think my cousin George Macon is up there, and I don't get it. Why would you live up there? I would be like Quantum of Science, live in one of them suburbs where you ain't got to fuck with people, and you ain't living around people and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm done with debauchery. I can go with debauchery all night. I use sport. Let's see. What is it? Quantum of Science. Live in one of them suburbs. What does it say? I used to sport. X hat. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, no. I was like more than that. You didn't have them Rodmans? You know, you didn't have them Rodmans with the X on them. Them was the Rodmans. Remember the first the Spike Lee commercial with is he what was it called? Harding. Yeah, Harding. Tim Harding. Remember the commercial with Tim Harding wearing the X shoes, whatever those was called, was one of the original Rodmans. Rodman was the first to wear them. Tim Harding Sr. got the commercial, but them was looked at as the Rodmans, if you remember right. You know, they was like the Rodmans. So I had them. I had the Malcolm X hat. I had the, remember you had the African little rope chain. I had all that shit, all that propaganda, you know, that back to Africa shit. You know, I had that shit. Somewhere I got a picture of me wearing that shit. I got, like I was talking about that the original fanny pack, the original one. I got a picture of me wearing them with some tight ass motherfucking corduroy shorts. Who buys corduroy shorts? I bought 2 pair of them, but I'm wearing the Webbers. So I do look sweet in them. No, you can't look sweet in corduroy shorts. Oh, man, this picture will do it. I think I can just show the picture. Let's see. Will it change? If I turn on it, will it change? And let's let it go. I want to show this shit because I talk about this shit and the difference in people. Let's see if I can find one. This doesn't fully show it, but I want to get into this a little bit. Just because I saw the picture. Like, what people don't realize about OJ, OJ was one of the first people I ever saw that could run. He could turn his shoulders sideways and he could run full speed. And this is just a short example of, you know, his shoulders, you know, be slightly turned. And I was hoping to find a picture of him hitting a hole, if I can come up with it. But he was the best at that, where he could turn his shoulders away from a tackler if they tried to get him high. And maybe show more of this shit. Watch this shit. I mean, you know, he ain't Gale Sayers, but damn if he wasn't brilliant. See? Watch the way he turns his shoulders. See? See, his shoulders are turned and he's still running full speed. Look at his legs. He got the spot belts on. Look at OJ, and he done flushed them off. They scared because OJ was a big dude. Look at this. Full control. Look at the move. He's already looking to fake a dude out. Look at this. Already. Fake that number 42 out. Look at that stride. Faked him out, and it looked like they didn't try to tackle him. You can't horse that OJ got the tackle. Well, let me see if I can get him to catch this hole where he turns his shoulders and just sprints through the fucking hole. Did you see? He kind of did it there. He turned his shoulder to take contact. Okay, I don't know. He just had some uniqueness that people didn't realize. Oh man, he froze them. Did you see that shit? He froze them. He caught the ball and they was frozen what they did. Watch that shit. Watch him freeze them both. Watch this. He catches them and watch him freeze them because they break down to try to see which way he's going. Look at this. Look at he froze them both. Hit him with that jab. Hit him with that jab. Okay, it's enough, OJ. So that nigga had ability. He had ability, no doubt. He had ability. The Hardaway with the X and the Nikes, and my brother had them. Yeah, I had them. I was a cop back then. You know, I'm coming in there. You know, I was a cop back then. I was working for the small department then, and you know, I was wearing them motherfuckers in. You know, so yeah, we was fighting the power, wearing all that shit. Do the right thing. You know, we up in the movie with the hats on. You know, fighting the power. But yeah, I like those Nikes. I kept those for a long time. Yeah, I kept those for a long time. Matter of fact, I worked in them for a minute. I cut the straps off of them and was working with them. Because I was never crazy about the straps. They reintroduced them a year or two ago. They always reintroduce them every now and then. But at one time, those was looked at as Rodman's. Rodman was wearing them. Even though Tim Hardaway had the commercial, Rodman was wearing them. So if y'all remember. If y'all, you know, basketball heads. And shoe heads. On Catton and Massey show on Monday morning. OBJ on Catton and Massey show every Monday morning. Oh, okay. OBJ on Catton and Mace. Oh, okay. And Canton and Mace show. Okay. Every Monday. Okay. I haven't caught that. Man, where's my phone? Man, I don't watch a lot of Joe Buttons, but it caught my attention and it is good. Man, what is this shit called? Let me tell y'all, this shit is good. Man, BJ, the Chicago Kid. Man, this shit is hidden. Let me, what is the hit? Let me see. Best night. I think this is the hit. See. Come on, give me the intro. Let me see. That ain't the one I like. The best song was good. So BJ, the Chicago Kid. If you got Apple Music, download this shit. It's one song that is the Negro spiritual, but the rest of the album is pretty stiff. So it's nice. So yeah. And that comes from Joe Budden. Joe Budden, that he did recommend that. I liked it. You know, I listened to it. I had to go pick up my daughter, so I like, you know, nice little trip. And yeah. And you know, the show is called It's What It Is. They be clowning. Okay, yeah, they got a bunch of bread for having their show. I have to check them out. And it's interesting, you know, people that young and had these experiences and had that bread. And it's like what with the timing, you know, like they and the same thing goes with what's the other dude's name, the horse and carriage guy. It's like people their age relate to their stories, you know, and they ask questions that they think that people that age would ask, you know, and they relatable stories to that audience. So yeah, the audience is there, you know, and you know, the society is growing older, and so people their age, there's a lot of them too. It's just like people my age, you know, we're the most, and we're getting old. You know, we're getting old. The purge that we saw a couple years ago was against old folks. Then don't think it wasn't. If anything came out of that it's never in the history of the world been a purge of old people like we saw the last 3-4 years. Purge of old people. So, and so, and you know, it's like you saw the power, you know, that what people don't understand is like what generation holds the power. Like, again, we've got the Bidens and the older people holding the power again. Because you saw Obama was only able to hold that generation, which is my generation's power for so long. And the older folks came back in again. And it's all older folks again. And this man is, and even Trump is not young. And so, you look at the system, it's like it's no young people. It's like the popes, like what sense does it make to hire all the popes? I'm reading the book, about God's banker, and it's about the popes and their finances. And they elect all these 60, 70-year-old motherfuckers. What sense does that make? And to me, it's like if I am in a religion and I'm looking at them like, why am I following all these old motherfuckers? Like, at least with, the golden child and the Tibetans, at least they ask the child, well, if you're the whatever, the Buddha or whatever you are, the golden child, tell us what shit used to be yours. And if he can pick up the shit, he becomes, the new Dalai Lama. So they start all over again. They let the child grow up. So what happened to that? Why has it got to be all these older people, older than me, that govern? And I would say this, for you young folks, I would be worried about that. That a lot of young people don't appear to govern. Why is that? Why is that? Why don't a lot of young people govern? Look through history. It's always been history of young people governing. Why isn't young people governing now? Or into politics and running shit? Because young people ain't running shit. You people 50 on back, y'all ain't running shit. It's still the baby boomers and the people above me. And yes, the baby boomers are getting older, like the old mafia people. But you show me where 50-year-olds and under are running shit politically, economically. Where? And you young people got all this shit to say about old niggas and old people, but y'all ain't running shit. If you 50 and younger, hey, you are not running shit in America or the world. It's all older people. And that makes me worried about y'all. Because when it's your turn, can you govern? I mean, it's almost like the old people got to take care of you niggas, because what is society going to turn to when it's your turn to govern? It's like old people are doing a last-ditch effort to save society from you young people. Because all these movies about the downfall and everything, they talking about you younger folks. They ain't talking about us right now in the last hundreds of years of stabilization. They talking about young people. This is what's going to happen to you younger people. Y'all don't get that? Y'all don't get that. What the fuck do you govern, younger people? You don't govern shit. And you don't act like you want to govern. Like you want to be leaders. That's what I don't get. They show all this publicity to a few blocks in Chicago. That's the goal? So I can make some songs about other melanated people I killed, and that's it? That's the only way I govern, the only way I lead? I can just lead to death or jail? That's a message out there. And then you got still niggas talking about selling crack. When has crack been profitable? When has crack been profitable? In the last 20 years. I've been living down here 17 years, going on 18, and crack ain't been profitable in 18 years. So in 18 years, what is these stories, people that talking about they hustled 18 years ago? The shit been fell off. Crystal meth undercut crack. And so two things happened. You got off crack and you got on crystal meth, or you got on heroin. That's what we saw. And we saw two distinct groups do it. Most of Europeans went to crystal meth alley. Most of brothers and sisters went back to heroin. So we hearing these stories of people talking about days gone by. You see a dude 20 years old talking about he hustled crack. When? When you was 10 years old, you was out there selling rocks? I can say I ain't sold no crack since fucking 2000 and something. Or the late 90s. That long ago. Maybe the late 90s. I'm trying to think when Keelan was born in 2002. Yeah, I was able to stop by then. I had to sell that shit by then. I was doing other things. Weed, yeah, constantly weed. So some of this shit is just beyond silly. And then, the deaf music, I don't get the deaf music. And my son hit me, I heard that song, Bring It Back in Blood. I'm not really listening to it. I'm just, then when my son was like, I was like, well, what's a King Von song? He's like, what are you talking about? You love that song. I'm like, what are you talking about? That Bring It Black in Blood, whatever it was. He's like, you don't listen to that shit? I really wasn't listening to it. And this is that murder, death, kill music. And, it just shows you how sick society is. Motherfuckers want to watch people in jail. When people in jail would rather watch you and listen to jail stories. I didn't know jail was so popular. It's not hard for any of you to go to jail. So why you ain't got to just watch people in jail. You can participate. Do some stupid shit. They'll take you in there, let you stay a couple days. I mean, make that make sense. And just think on an intelligence level. On an intelligence level, what intelligence wants to watch niggas or hear niggas talk about being in jail? Or their jail stories? What sane people want to hear that shit? Because most people that have been in prison don't really talk about it. They don't really want to talk about it. But all of a sudden, all these motherfuckers want to talk about it. You got 50-year-old gangsters. I mean, it's like pathetic. It's pathetic. The way some of these people are built up, and it's the public that builds these motherfuckers up. Like there are literally handicapped people, mentally challenged people talking about they're part of a gang and they've been in and out of jail. But yet it's clear. There's a girl that just had a baby by a rapper, and it's clear she is mentally challenged. Yet this mentally challenged girl been in rap videos, been on that Zeus channel. They made her think it's okay to go around without a tooth. But it's obvious that she has some mental problems. She has some limitations. And you got all these vultures around her that need her to keep doing what she's doing. But if you look at it, it's like, wow, this is taking advantage of handicapped people. And it's like, no matter who can make the money, we just gonna push it. And for some reason, people eat the shit up. And truth is subjective. It really is. The truth can be subjective. Whoever brings it to you, that's a subjective way of bringing it to you. And that's why it's even hard for me to break down, talk about reality and shit. I don't know if some people can even get past, like what's going on far as a propaganda and distractions. So sometimes I don't even know if I can get to those other points about what the reality is. Because some of you don't even understand. You don't even understand what's going on today. And I'm not talking better than anyone, not putting anyone down. But I'm just saying, if some of these things interest you, you got to look at yourself. Why does this interest me? Why all of a sudden watching handicapped people try to talk about their gang adventures is interesting? Or anybody that's ever been in prison, why is that interesting? All of a sudden. Because you can see where certain things are pushed in the algorithm, they're pushed. But then when you have people that talk about how to free your mind and be independent of your mind, I'll switch a little bit. It's like no matter what you do, if you start meditating will change not only your brain waves, but it will also change the way oxygen is going through your body. By just 30 minutes of meditation, you can change the way your body, down to your cellular level, is taking in and using oxygen. And this is almost, a deep sleep, but it's better than sleep. It's a better state than sleep. And when you're in this state, not only are you conscious, if you had to hit some buttons, you could hit some buttons and shit. And yet you would still stay in this state. So that is the fucking up words, advantage of meditation, no matter what else you do. It can help the way your brain moves, your ideas. Also, it helps, you getting inside. That's why acupuncture is so important. It's getting in touch of the Divinians, the rulers of the worlds inside of you. It's a way to let them know, the rulers of the world inside of you that run your worlds, which are organs. The organs are worlds. And this is a way that you can communicate with them and tell you thank you for the work you do. I'm going to try to put this deep healing in us through a dragon energy kind of way. But this is my way of communicating with you. And again, when you get acupuncture, you can get into, a trance state. At least you should. These are healthy ways. And there are things that are free. Meditation is free. Now, I've got all into different types of medication for different occasions. Blink, if you need to reset a room, I've got into all that. You can look at that on my older stuff. But I'm saying there's so many different decisions into, and I'm going to say, it's like these things are more addictive than crack. The way we act with these, it's like when I look back at it and I analyze it and I'm like, this is crack behavior. It's the same thing. It's like, think about it like this in a trap house where you go to every room and everybody's smoking crack. You dig what I'm saying? Like you go upstairs, motherfucker smoking crack. You go in the bathroom, motherfucker smoking crack. You go in the kitchen, motherfucker smoking crack. Okay. I come upstairs, go in my daughter's room, she's on her phone. I go into my bedroom, my wife's on her phone. I go downstairs, my son's on his phone. That ain't the same behavior? Addictive behavior? It's the same addictive behavior. Now, physically, well, we don't know what it does physically and mentally, but do you understand? It's the same type of behavior. And I'm guilty of it too. I like to read. And I read a hell of a lot on the phones, just as much as I grab the books. I read the phones. And I ain't the only one. Shit. Let's see. What did you say? I think I got it. Let's see. Is this it? Oh, where'd I go? Did I take myself off? Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay. I thought. It says the show is called Is What It Is. Okay. I missed that. All right, I got you. I read that. And so, as I always say, the point is there is no point. And I knew I should have saved that other beer and brought it up here, but that's all right. I just need cigars. Ain't doing it. I need some water, and I know I got some water in the other room, so I might have to take a few minute break to go get some more water because I'm getting a little perched. Oh, I'm an hour and a half. Okay, it's going good. I mean, a lot of people don't understand what you feed your mind is just as important as what you feed your body. The stimulus that you feed your eyes, your soul, this is just as important as what you eat. What you're bringing in and what you're practicing mentally is just as important as what you eat. And people don't understand that. Now, I was in college where I saw all the slasher movies, and I learned very young to go for the killer. I was like, I liked the killer, and I thought that the people were stupid. That's how I looked at it. It's like we used to count out the number of kills, and we wanted them to kill. If you understand that. But bringing that kind of stuff, as we see movies, and we bring that stuff into our house, it almost is like the well. Like you bring this shit into your house. Because the movies ain't like just, the Dracula, you can turn Dracula off and on. Some of this shit is resonates. Like you watch Hellraiser, that shit it gets done, you still thinking about that shit, and you're still feeling the energy around you. And my point is, you watch some of this shit brings the energy around you that when you turn that shit off, it is still moving around you. Because you brought it in. It's almost like it's agreement you made. I mean, it is. It's almost like agreement that you brought this energy in. And understand that, it's a good time to smudge after that, seeing some of that shit. Because, it's residue, movie residue. You walk out of a movie and you're still buzzing about the movie. It's movie residue. So some creepy ass shit. Are you watching Hostile? Are you watching Saw? That shit is still going on around you. Because you brought it into your perception. So just because you turn it off from that theater, that energy is swirling around you. Again, unless you know how to detach and push that shit off you. That's why, I would tell my children, like, watching this shit, it's not healthy. Watching some of that shit is not healthy. Watching evil and murder, death, kill. And it's funny, it's a difference between a person being tortured and a person being shot with a machine gun. Or beat up in a Marvel movie. It's a difference in the killing, It's a difference in the killing. When a person is tortured and, you got a Simon Bar sinister going after motherfuckers, that's a different kind of, But Hellraiser is a good series to it's a message. Like, the message is really deep if you kind of understand what these things are. And it shows you how can I say this? It shows, because people take sides. That's where I'm gonna go with this. People take sides, and it's certain parts of that Hellraiser side that people take that side, and it shows you what that side is really like in a realistic way, and people accept that shit. But it's one of the few series that really shows you, if you call upon that shit and be into that shit, it shows you in a real kind of way what to expect from it and how to pull out of it. Yeah, I guess that's the best way I can say that. And that's why, I hear some people say, they fuck with the dark. And that's some dark shit. That's some really kind of dark shit that people gladly accept that stuff, go on with their lives, but that's what they are spiritually. I got a little motivated about, Brother Bomber says some shit and he showed some pictures. He's lost. See, what he doesn't understand is, I've said this many times before, is you get these cartoons and you start feeding the cartoons your imagination, what's left for you, baby? I mean, I understand if I can show y'all all this shit that I'm talking about and put it in animation. But yet I think it's better for me to talk and let you use your imagination into what I'm saying. Because you are giving your imagination to a machine. And that's, to me, giving something up. Because it's the point of the machine. What's the difference between you and the machine as far as imagination? If you fed everything you can, you've imagined into the machine, what's left of you? If everything you've ever imagined, you can just look at it in picture form, what else do you have to imagine? And let me say this. Let me go on this rant. I'm gonna say this. Since I be here now, because I can create whole worlds and go live in that shit. You know, like when motherfuckers go in that closet and live a lifetime, I can do that shit. Where you know, it's like okay, I'm gonna check out and go do that shit. I want to do that shit. And come back, ain't no time hardly left here. But again, Nardia, that ain't being here now. That's not enjoying every minute of this. It says it's time to stand up, so I'm gonna stand up. Probably right. Ah, man, these are a pair of my champion pants. I fucked them up. Got a little fucking bleach on them, I think. Oh, but I ain't seen another pair like this. With that on it, like the Cleveland, and I got bleach on them. But the way they're made, all right. I got some water in my bedroom. I'm still tripping. I lost my vape last night. I spent a bunch of money, but I don't care. I really just didn't really spend money. I gave somebody some money they gave me that, but I was really just giving her money. So fuck that thing. You lose shit like that, let it go. I don't care about it. It's funny. You're seeing some of the older rapper philosophers coming back. Isn't that interesting? You know, you seeing some of the older rapper philosophers coming back, and some of these same cats that's, you know, maybe I shouldn't say that. No, I'm not gonna say that part. I'm not gonna go into that. But they had opinions of certain things, and you know, saying that certain things, if you swing, I don't even know. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. But anyway, now they're the philosopher rappers. You know, it's just interesting. They said some things that they wasn't so philosopher. They didn't philosophize. It was like, you know, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'll be respectful. But anyway, now that kind of trips me out too. I think that's funny. The philosopher rapper. Is that such a thing? You know, you got the philosopher rappers now. Is that such a thing? You know, I used to rap, now I can philosophize, you know, because I went through this music business thing, you know, it's like, okay. You know, you live through the illusion, you know, and the music thing is all that is, you know, all entertainment is an illusion type of thing. Even sports, it's an illusion type of thing because it's a time period for all of it. You know, it's a time period for all of it. Just as we see these old rockers going around the country, 70 years old and still got to perform. Like here's, let me tell you, like, have any of you ever helped do a junior high play? Just a junior high play. Do you know how much involved you have to do to just get that off the ground? Like I was watching the thing Rustin. I talked about Rustin the other night. You know, Rustin is, I just watched this last night, but Rustin, you know, the dude who did the march. He helped do the march. He's the brain behind the march. Do you know how hard it is just to put in a sound system? Yet these old men in their mid 70s want to tour around from city to city and play music for an hour and a half. Does that make sense to anybody? Keith Sweat still want to go somewhere and sing for an hour. Why? Why in your 50s and 60s do you want to still sing? You know, I showed that ridiculous video of Smokey. Smokey in his 80s. And it makes me want to agree with quantum of science. It's like these motherfuckers can't quit. It's like they don't let the beast you can't quit. Harrison Ford making a movie damn near 80. You know how hard it is on movies? All the time you got to be on set and shit. Why would an 80-year-old want to be in that shit? When nigga obviously don't need the money. I'm 80 years old. I got all the money that I can't spend. And these motherfuckers call on me for a bullshit movie. And I'm way too old to be doing the stunts and shit. But yet I'm talked into doing it again. And the movie's bad. I mean, why? Why are they doing this? So it makes you see that, it's something else there where you can't turn it off when you want to turn it off. Like Irene Cara died, I think, last year or early this year. She won an Academy Award. She was in a couple movies, and she tried to be silent. You can't get away from the beast. What did she die in early 60s? You can't get away from the beast. If you taste the beast sugar, you've gonna take the beast sentence. If you tasted sugar, you're going to take it's like a ticket when you're gonna die. Because you took up a little lick of the beast candy. And many people idolize that. I mean, it's unbelievable, motherfuckers that ain't used to being around people that are entertainers. I mean, that's one thing that sports has you. When you're in sports, you're around entertainers. So when you see singers, people in bands, movie actors, it ain't that big a deal because you live in the entertainment business. So, you're not impressed by people. I remember Little Bootsy went to Battle Creek, Michigan, and these niggas just lining up to talk to Little Bootsy. And I'm like, wow, this nigga's really not famous. This nigga's, if he was real famous, he definitely wouldn't be coming to Battle Creek to build up anybody. But it's just people aren't used to it. I sat in the club, and I'm not going to say who I was with, but I was with this nigga's brother. And everybody in the club, we are in Prince's Slam. Everybody in the club is gawking at this nigga's brother. Like this nigga, like it's a part of the old slam that it'd be curtained off and motherfuckers could go in there and have a private party. This nigga's brothers is up in there want to just have a drink and take a smoke, and these motherfuckers just gawking. And I'm drunk going off, and they're like, nah, freak, let him go. Don't let him go. I'm like, God damn, ain't you motherfuckers got something else to do? This nigga's just sitting there having a drink, smoking a cigar. What the fuck are you guys looking at? I didn't understand it. I still don't understand it. Like, this nigga's just a nigga. They're not gods, demigods, because of the bread. The bread makes you a demigod. Let's say it what it is. Bread makes you a demigod. Nobody wants to say that, but that's what it does. It gives you demigod powers. Because all a demigod is you can manipulate this system with help from this system. And that's a demigod. So this system artificially puts up these people, and these people get the bread, and the bread makes them a demigod. What is the demigod in mythology? Person that's got a little bit of God power. And since the good of this thing is that bread, gives them that. And it's like it turns people almost into zombies around people. Like they like it's almost like when motherfuckers see the Pope and shit and pass out. What sense does that make? This person wasn't the person, what they try to tell you the Pope is the person that talked to the person, that the person, that the person, that the person that talked to God that was from Peter. That shit is stupid as fuck. At least the Dalai Lama has a better way of choosing their people. They found a young person and they, hey, what part of this shit is yours? And the motherfucker luckily guessed, I scratched my ass with that right there. I used to cut out the nose hair with that, and that's mine too. Okay, little boy, you the new Dalai Lama. I don't get that, seeing motherfuckers and thinking, the motherfuckers part the Red Sea and shit. Like it is just like fame, motherfuckers, the real fame, it's And then they tell you, you know, this is the thing. They tell you, well, we can't even be around the people because everybody just wants to mob us and shit. I can't go to the mall because everybody wants to mob us at the mall, want pictures and autographs. Well, isn't that why you did everything you did to take pictures and autographs? That's where the curse comes in. It's part of it. Because you can come to a point where people get into a frenzy over you and whatever your art was. Your art can make a person get into a frenzy. Pied Piper, you know? What's it called? The Great White Hype. Remember the Great White Hype, the dude that was playing, you know, the out of shape Mike Tyson. All the niggas just around him doing everything he says. Don't believe the hype. But this celebrity worship is at all-time high. Like I was talking about, and I talked about this years ago, that Matchmaker. It was on Plenty of Fish. It was Matchmaker where people was able to stream. And no naked, no nudity. It's just young people, women making money off just being cute without showing anything. And people don't realize how lonely people are. And I'll say that's a sadness too. Because there's a lot of people out there that look a certain way, act a certain way, and they can't interact with people. So they are the people that have this OnlyFans. I mean, I've never been a porn watcher. Like, that's never anything I really liked. Like, when VCRs came, when we could first dub movies, I did dub Deep Throat and Debbie Does Dallas. Those was the only two I ever I dubbed them. You know, back when you could get to, you know, you could rent another machine and you could dub videos. When that technology came out, when you could copy content. But that's I don't, you know. So for me to understand a dude, and it's like, you know, going back to when I was 14 and I could put 50 cent in this, I could go to the porn place, I could put 50 cent and the wall would go up and I'm seeing a naked grown ass woman right there. It's between me and the wall. Me and her, it's just a wall. She naked. She play with herself a little bit. Thing go down. I put 50 cent more in it to go back up and she do the same thing again. Well, that satisfied me at 14. But now, I mean, why would I want to watch and pay somebody? I mean, I don't get that. The only person I like watching fucking is me. That's it. I like watching me in the mirror. I don't like watching anybody else fuck but me while I'm fucking my wife. That's it. I don't like any kind of porn. And there's an energy there. There's an energy in porn. Don't think there isn't. You know, there's a long, you know, history of if you masturbate to porn, what you can open up. I mean, you're opening up something. You're watching something that, again, there's a spiritual other aspect of everything that goes on. And just as you're feeding, you know, your addiction to this porn, you're also feeding it if you masturbate to that kind of thing. You're feeding it back. You're giving your energy back into the machine by doing that. You're opening up almost, you know, opening up a porthole almost of negative sexual energy. It's almost like, well, what is it called? Attachment. You're into that shit, you can open up all kind of attachments. That porn attachment shit. So you have to be careful of that kind of thing. But it's like, I don't get that, you know, like it, but I get it's motherfuckers is lonely and awkward. And they can't have any kind of relationship other than this. And it's a lot of people. What is it, 300 million in America? Like I said, I watch this Matchmaker and I'm watching these girls and people giving these girls money. And I'm like, these girls ain't doing nothing. They ain't super fine. And that's another thing. Is like, what is true beauty to a person? Like, what is true beauty? And people don't even understand and get that. What is true beauty? My wife did something this week that, well, like, I'm training my cat. My cat has been through a lot, so I'm training him. So we were going to all go out. They talked me to go out, but I really wanted my cat to be out because we were going to be gone and my cat would be in my bathroom all day. So I kind of wanted him to out, but they talked me into going out. And then my wife was like, well, I'm going to go get your mom. Now I'm a person like this. I don't like going out the way. If I'm going to do something, the way I teach energy, you just go the shortest distance to where you go. But she was like, I want to go get your mom. I'm like, wow. And I was like, okay, I'm going to just stay here because I don't want to make all that unnecessary trip. I want to go straight to where we need to go. And then maybe we go eat afterwards, but I don't want to go there. But she made the right call. And so did I. For my cat, I made the right call. But she reflected something I had said. Where my mother lives, she lives the top of one building. It's like you always got the lights on. And it's the sad reality is one day, and I wish it was where we could buy the motherfucker, but unfortunately it's just apartment. But one day we'll look up there and, she won't be there. And that's a reality. That's what my wife hit me with. She's like, you said it. And it wasn't that she wasn't right, It wasn't that she wasn't right. And so, that goes back into, cherishing every moment, cherishing everything that's you. Because there's so many things that again want to attach to you, want to feed off you, that you gladly, so many people gladly say you can feed off me. It's like, when all these dudes that talk about bad relationships and, the sisters ain't this and the sisters ain't that, and they're still feeding that. Because you're so attached to the hurt that came from these sisters doing shit to you, that's all you can talk about. So emotionally, you ain't really growing. Your pimping definitely ain't growing. You got to fucking go to some other country just to get a chick, and there's a chick on every block. I mean, literally every block you live, there's a woman you can find. Say, hey, Margaret, what do you think? Okay, I'm going to start the experiment. No, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that one. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. I was going to bust that out, but I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that for my comedy. So, and this is the thing about what reality is. Why worry about it? If you're worrying about what it is, you don't have time to enjoy what it is. And a lot of what this is to enjoy, to find joy and love. Because once you find joy and love, the abundance comes. And the thing about abundance is like the gluttony. I guess that's what they call it. That BMW is gluttony. That's gluttony like a motherfucker. You understand? That's gluttony. It's like, yeah, just because you can have this, does this really need to be sitting out there? How much gold can you buy? How much diamonds can you buy? Oh, I gotta show a picture of my new couch, my new chair. It's nicer than this one. And I didn't think I could find a chair nice as this one. It's nicer than this one. Like this one reclines. Woo! Uh-oh, what happened? And this is comfortable. This chair's comfortable, I must admit. It's not modern. It's, it's little, but it's comfortable. And I can sit here and what has it been? 2 hours almost. And I'm not in any back pain. But I guess it's like this. You can see the reality what it is. But you can also use the reality because that's what it is. You don't have to necessarily be used by the reality. You know, Dark City talks about tuning, and that's what you do. You tune to this reality. It changes, you change. You know, you see a change there, you start tuning that change. Because it is, you know, it seems like sometimes change is enemy and change is aging. That's the thing about change. It's aging. Change ages. When you're talking about you change, that's aging. So that's the clock. That's the made up clock. That it wants you to believe that you change every minute, every day. Instead of the reality that what you truly are is immortal. Consciousness is immortal. Doesn't go away, it doesn't die. And you don't necessarily need to take this memory that you just experienced to continue consciousness. You don't really need this memory for the consciousness to continue. The memory is for right now, to appreciate it and love it and be here right now. But that's nothing you need to take to the next step. Spiritually, the ones that are around you, I know my mother and my brother have spiritually, we've always been. We've taken many different forms in relationship, but the three of us have been through many journeys, through so many different combinations, but it's been us three. I mean, we are that spiritually connected, the three of us. And you know, thankful to my mother and my father that the spiritual information, the spiritual download on both sides was given to me. And I don't know why. Well, I do. I do know why. And I'm thankful. And I'm humbled that they saw this. Because I think, you know, the others in my family resented that I got these gifts. It's funny, you know, when I think of my father didn't really enjoy my sports success. You know, I talk about my father, and my father lies and says that he was a world-class athlete, but he never ran track any other than high school. And there's not very many world-class high school athletes, especially not from a little town in the late 50s, early 60s. And so this nigga went through his whole life lying about his sports exploits. But that's all some people have is lies. This nigga had a master's degree, kept his job for 29 years. But yet, something as insignificant for most of sports, he still had to lie about it. He couldn't feel good about himself unless he lied about his sports exploits. Because, you know, in him and me, that's how important sports is. Luckily, I don't have to lie about my shit. I can pick the book up and say, this was me. You can go down to A&T. It's pictures of me down there somewhere on the football team. I ain't got to graduate from A&T. I'm in their history. 79, 80, 81. I ain't got to graduate. You look up them teams, you see my motherfucking name. Just like somebody who graduated from there. You understand? There is my friend, Siova. And Siova's a real one. He definitely. Let's give him the thing. No, I want to play his shit.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creator.
That's how deep Ciola is. That's how deep he is. And thank for this Tascom. If it wouldn't have been for his motivation, I would have never got this Tascom system. I would have still been trying to mix with my phone. How do I do it? You know, you break the phone out. How do you do it? Let me see. It's going to play up here. Let's see. You know? Instead of having this system. So always a shout out to him. He's the one that started this kind of deal. So, but it's like, I've had these sounds in my head since I had the two turntables and the mixers. But with your motivation, I was able to put the sounds into this system, So it's always, I thank you, man. Oh, you still got yours. I know you do. I know you do. And I mean, your motivation has helped me so much. And so it's like, younger people, we can help each other, and I appreciate that. And that's a good brother. I think Sly said on this show that you need to come out, and tell the people what's happening and what's happening in your area. Cause, I've got ultimate respect for you and your purpose and the way you put it out there. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, we tell you what. When I slow down, I really got to get together and do something with you. On real talk because yeah, I think we can. I have some ideas, and it's when I start slowing down, I'll get in touch with you and we see if we can do these things because I take on, and I'll say this, I try to do really big things and it's like I can get it halfway funded and I can't. So I have to learn to try to take on smaller things and get us involved in smaller things, smaller creative things. Oh, but thank you, man. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you for doing that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, and that's my thing is I have a vision. That was interesting watching Rustin, how he envisioned the March on Washington how he strategically mapped out how he wanted the flow of people and everything. And so um that's what it takes. It takes someone to bring these ideas and these creative juices flowing. And you gave that mostly freely. So, that's salute to you, brother. And I when I slow down and I try to find something small to do, cause man, these people have this crib, and I was trying to rent this crib out, and man, and then they's like, we're not gonna rent it out now. But it was like this crib was the perfect. I could have got a lot of things done in this crib, just some artistically things could have really been done. And it's like nah, we changed our mind. It's like, can't we take pictures in it or something? So yeah, I still, so I have to not try to make it too big because that's what happens. It's like I try to do too much. And so I just need to try to, make something smaller that's solid and to build on it. I guess that's the best way I could say it. So that's what I would like to do is take a small project and really, and it's like yeah, because I need to come up that way too. Cause it's a jeweler I fuck with up there, and I'm trying to get him to make me this piece up there. So I'll let you know. New York is kind of dirty though, man. New York is like, I remember the first time I went to the Bronx in 79 or 80. Oh my goodness. I was like, I had been to Chicago. Now, again, I've been to Chicago since I was a little boy. There's some fucked up parts of Chicago you can go to, but it was nothing like when I think it was the Bronx, 80. Like I had never seen blocks just tore up buildings. I mean, it reminds you of footage from World War II when when you see Berlin and shit all blowed up, and it reminded me of that. It reminded me of that. It reminded me of that. I was like, what is this shit? And this was before Detroit was destroyed. Detroit now is like that. But Detroit, they just plowed everything out. The Bronx, wild. Okay, it's wild these days. But I remember in 80 going through those neighborhoods and like, I had never seen anything like it. It looked like a bomb had been dropped. It was so many vacant buildings, and it was like, wow, this was like, and again, when you look at Detroit today, it's the same thing, except where I remember used to be neighborhoods. And I guess Devil's Night didn't help. I guess it didn't help. I want to give brother Nick. I wonder if Nick is old enough. Nick should be old enough to remember Devil's Night. It probably, let me see. Nick said he went in the Army, 85? Might have been going, a little less because I was grown. Peak was 75. Harlem looked like that too. Oh, okay. I mean, it was just what got me was it's just dirty too, like dirty and old, and then big ass rats. I mean, rats like it's like, damn, what is that? Who left their dog? It's like, man, that ain't no dog. That's a rat. They are rebuilding vacant buildings. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And that's how you take it over. You know, you take it over, get all that bullshit out of there and redo it. Yeah, I've like I said, I tried to do things here, and I looked at like where the north side of here and trying to buy properties and stuff. And like, what can you do with it? You know, how can you make some money off it, given the where it's at and the tax breaks? But you got to have something. It's like going back to Michigan, some of them cities, man. It's the cities you could just see where it's the cities are beat down, and you wonder how people can live in certain places. Like I show that thing, in Philadelphia. That shit's crazy. The amount of debauchery is up in Philadelphia, but when you live around that stuff, it becomes normal. You normalize it. It's like I was thinking about in Michigan. For Michigan to go from city to city, you got to go into country. Like to go to Kalamazoo, like if I wanted to go from Battle Creek to Detroit, you're pretty much country highway. That's a super highway. It's four lanes, is all that. 3, 4, well, mostly just 4 lanes till you get in Detroit around Ann Arbor. But up here, you go from city to city and you ain't going to any country. Now, down where I live, it's a little more country. But in the city, you going from cities. This city got 60,000. That city's got 80. I mean, you going from city to city, kind of like you in Chicago. You stay in the city, you going from little, one city to another city to another city, unless you in Chicago proper. But the Twin Cities, this is an area that's all the Twin Cities. And you ain't going in much country when you're in the Twin Cities. Well, down here where I'm at. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to call it. I ain't got shit to do tomorrow. Other than, I'm sleeping in this Eagle shirt. I'm going to be all wrapped up in this Eagle shirt. So, if you're a Chiefs fan, you suck. We beat you tonight. It's all joking. All the game was fixed. Just because the Eagles win doesn't mean it wasn't fixed. No one can ever say, well, he only believes in it's fixed when the Eagles win. No, it's all fixed. It's fixed for him to win. And I pointed out the plays that, was fixed to make the show the way the show is. But I'll say this, I'm really like, people around me are going through some things. And what we don't understand as people is sometimes when people around us are hurting and going through some things, and you yourself don't really, because things can come at you, and you're like, wow, this comes at me and that comes at me, and then when you really sit and think about it, you look at your attitude starts changing, and you don't realize that your attitude has changed because these things have affected you. It's like these experiences that people are going has had an effect on you. And then you're all of a sudden, you're snapping at people, you're short with people, and you don't even yourself know why. Unless you're really good at self-analyzing and saying, wait, what is something going on? Why am I having these attitudes? So I had to look at myself and say, these people are hurting around me and I can't heal them. I mean, I can do my individual things, but it's like, the path they've taken them is taking them to the path where they sit at now. And for and in some situations, it's not good. And when family is affected, it's like a ripple. It's a ripple effect. And so we're affected by it. And we don't even realize it sometimes that these things have affected us. And so that's where you really got to get into self-reflection. If you see your behavior change. And that's where it goes into saying, know thyself. I mean, that's a real thing, is you really have to know you. That's why when I lose things, I'm so surprised. Like I lost this vape. I said this vape was 80-some% THC. I smoked on it last night. I don't know what the fuck I did with it. But I know myself so much. I know myself so much that, I shouldn't have lost it because I took the steps back where I saw it last. But the thing is, little and vapes is easy to lose. My son loses all the time. Let me fuck with him. What is he talking about? He might be listening. This nigga might be at work and have me on the headphones and listening and shit. And so, be able to self-reflect because, we're all people and our behavior is shaped around our environment. And so even, if you're a master, still you can be affected by your environment. It's just the way it is. I mean, we are batteries for so long, but we get ran down too. And so, emotional things, and, and I got to be something, like a death or nothing like that, but still emotional things. And that's part of humanism. And that's something that I must say I'm glad I got back. I'm glad I got my humanism back. Because that was something that was stripped from me very young when I witnessed somebody getting killed. Well, not killed, but shot for no reason. It made me feel different about the world. It made me cold. I mean, without any military real training, it made me be a killer. I'll straight say that. Seeing that made me be able to kill. After experiencing that at 16 or 17, I had no problem killing someone. And I've never had to murder somebody. I've shot people that tried to shoot me. Yeah, I've done that. I'll admit to that. I've had some self-defense situations. But even to be able to respond in those self-defense situations, I couldn't have done it without going through that experience. It was easy for me to do. It was something where I wouldn't even hesitate. There was no hesitation. That humanism in me was gone. It was like, this is business and we straight doing it. And so, I'm glad at my age I was able to get that back because that's something definitely was taken away from me. And for years, operating on, you just don't understand like just the coldness that you can have with the world. And abundance and power and all that can come through that. Because sometimes being powerful, you have to be emotionless. It's like a steamroller. You got to steamroll some shit. And when the shit's flat behind you, you don't even look back. You flatten the shit behind you, you just roll over it. When you got that just get it attitude. So I'm glad that, I've got that back. I never thought I would get that back. And I'm glad I've got that back. Now, it's not saying I still couldn't respond. It's not saying that. But it's saying I look at humanity differently. I can have empathy again. And it's good to have empathy because that's part of being human. Because really, the supreme thing is love. And like think about it. All you listening, what does love really mean to you in your life? Like as you hear me say these words, what does love mean to you right now as you sit there or you're standing or you're watching, you're walking? What does love mean to you right now? And how much love do you have in your life? First of all, how much love do you have for yourself? And how many people love you? And what work have you done to make people love you? Because love is one thing that in a healthy way of love, the more love you put out is the more love you get back. I mean, I must say, my wife loves my daughter. And how much can I say? Okay, I'll leave that alone. But she loves my daughter and they have a great relationship. Her family loves my daughter. And that's the difference between getting married and living with someone. When you get married, everybody's family. When you live with someone, you ain't no family. Your child is your child. But that's the only family is between you and your child if you just live with somebody. When you get married, everyone's family. It's like when you go to the hospital and have a baby, you as a couple, you come back with 3. But when you get married, the 2 become 1. And that's the only times you can really get that is the child. When you go to have the baby, you come back with another family member. And the same thing, when you get married, you have a family member. So, I mean, what else can I say? That's what it is. Now, I guess there's not a big push for family anymore. People that say they don't want to be married because that's saying you don't want families to join together anymore. Because legally is really the way you make it join together. Doesn't matter. That's not out of style. That's legally where you're family. And, the more love there is in your family. And that goes back to my question is, what does love mean to you? How much love do you have around you? I mean, that's a good question. I mean, if you live by yourself and you're a bachelor or you're a single woman, how much love is around you? How often do you get to share love? How often do you get to express love? Because love is healthy. Love is supreme. And don't get me wrong, there's so many other ways to share love. You don't just have to be in a relationship. And that gets into lucid living. Loving everything as you're how's it go? It's like this. It's like life can be like a movie where you sit back and watch the movie unfold. And as you're watching everything unfold, you're in love with everything that's unfolding. That's the lucid living. Because even when it's bad, it's good because it's life. And believe me, a motherfucker that gets death and appeals it for 1,000 years, he wish he had 1,000 more. But if that day comes, because they'd rather go sit somewhere and like, hey, give me another book. I'm okay in this box alive. Hey, I'm in this box still alive. That's how much they fear death. And really, death is a lot freer than some of the decisions they make, but that's how it goes. Well, I'm parched and I don't feel like taking a break to go get water. Let me see. Tomorrow is Thursday. I don't know. I might be on tomorrow. I don't know. I'm probably going to get an 8-ball and, I'll be getting it on all day. Get me an 8-ball and just stay in this room and don't go outside. Like, who is it? Don't come to the door. I'm 8-balling all day. be like as shit. Who is it? I'm 8-balling. Don't come to the fucking with me. I'm 8-balling. Yeah, what? I'm still 8-balling. Don't mess with me. I'm still 8-balling. I'm still 8-balling. What's Dad's in there doing? He must be 8-balling. Oh, you doc, no, I mean, what's he doing? He's 8-balling. What does that mean? And open that goddamn door. What did Richard Pryor say? He only got one thing to say, and where can I go get some more? Some more. That's his only answer, is just some more. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the support. I try to put relatable ways of life. That's all it is, and my philosophizing and all that is just my opinion as a 62-year-old to try to put some positivity and some thinking and some ideas. That's all. And if you can roll with any of it, I give freely, and and I love to laugh, and that's part of love is laughing. Because if you can't laugh, again, you're getting no joy and no bliss I guess, that's the other part, of love. If, I guess, like, are you still getting joy and bliss? That's the other part. Are you still getting those things? Are you still getting joy? Are you still getting bliss? Again, just like love, they're supreme. And so you don't have to have a relationship to hit those. You can just hit those by doing the work that brings it, that brings joy. Like you complete a project and it's like, wow. It's like building a model, it really is. It's like you build a model, you've put all the parts together. It's the same thing of editing, writing a program. You've built it from nothing and then you create something out of nothing. Or you fix something that it was broken and you fixed it. I mean, these are ways, little victories that take joy and bliss out of them. I mean, I make these beats and it's like I made them. Yes, it's sampling. Like Prince said, one day there's going to be samples of samples. And that's what I do. I sample samples, but still, it's unique to me and the way I hear it and the way I put it out. I mean, I hear some of these sounds and I love it because this has been going in my head. So find that for you. And some work, your artistic abilities, whatever it is, find that, and grow with that. This has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. I'm your host, Big Pontiac. Till we meet again. With the holiday weekend coming up, tomorrow, probably. I can stay up tomorrow. Wednesday, we'll see. Because I don't think we have tickets. I think my brother-in-law is seeing the Timberwolves Wednesday. And I don't think we got tickets. So I don't think I'm going to see the Timberwolves. Not sure. I might go see Napoleon tomorrow too. And Napoleon is 3 hours. It's not getting good reviews, but I still want to see it. I still want to see it, but it's not getting any very good reviews. Like Miss Marvel wasn't really a bad movie. The fighting scenes was great. I mean, it really was. Nobody's giving it that props, but the fighting scenes in Miss Marvel was cool. It was cool fighting scenes. I mean, the story was jumbled, the Anunnaki bullshit they put in there, and the story was jumbled, but the fighting scenes was good. So I had no problem with the fighting scenes. I was like, shit. Yeah, the story sucks, but the fighting was good. So, that's entertainment. So, till we meet again, say less. I'm Big Pontiac, Chocolate Mountain Show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Till we meet again, say less. Oh, I got one more. I forgot to put it in here. One more. Where'd it go? Oh, I forgot to put this in.
Limousine, and every time I'm seen, I got to be clean. Limousine, and every time I'm seen, I got to be clean.
Oh, every time